NBC might be able to save FBI, Most Wanted and FBI, International after CBS' surprising decision to cancel both series. For the past 4 years, CBS has aired all 3 FBI series on Tuesdays. FBI, Most Wanted features the Fugitive Task Force, which goes after dangerous criminals who have gone on the run, while FBI, International is about the elite fly team, which handles international crimes that affect the United States. Shockingly, both shows became the latest series that CBS has cancelled for the 2025 to 2026 TV season, even though they are among the network's most popular offerings. CBS recently announced that it had greenlit a new spin-off, FBI, CIA, which led to widespread speculation that one of the other spin-offs would be shown the door, as there would not be room on the schedule for all 4 to air in one night. While there are several reasons why CBS cancelled FBI, International and FBI, Most Wanted, the decision has upset the show's large fanbases. However, not all hope is lost, as producer Dick Wolf has a long history with NBC that could perhaps get the 2 spin-offs saved. FBI, Most Wanted and International Cancellation by CBS explained. Both shows will end permanently in May 2025. CBS' stated reason for cancelling these 2 shows is that their ratings have taken a significant dip since the shortened 2024 season, via TV Line. Both shows have lost about 10% of their viewers from last year, averaging only 6.5 million viewers per episode. Since several other shows are higher rated, it makes economic sense for CBS to cancel these 2 series. Furthermore, the network needed to make room for FBI, CIA on its schedule in the fall, so at least one of the FBI shows was likely to be cancelled or moved to streaming-only status. That said, CBS cancellation of these shows is frustrating for several reasons. Each show has a strongly loyal fanbase, making this situation similar to CBS' disappointing decision to cancel Blue Bloods despite its popularity. Additionally, FBI, Most Wanted's Nina Chase is raising a child with FBI's Stuart Scola, and there is not yet any news on how that relationship will be handled now that Nina's show is wrapping up. FBI, International got a new head of the Fly team this season, which seems pointless now that the show is ending after his first year on it. Why NBC is the best network to save Dick Wolf's cancelled FBI shows. The entertainment giant already has 2 successful franchises on the network. FBI, Most Wanted Hannah sitting at a computer with a coffee thermos. The FBI franchise is produced by Dick Wolf Entertainment, which also produces the One Chicago shows and the Law and Order franchise. All of the shows in the One Chicago franchise have been on for over a decade, while Law and Order SVU both have over 20 years' worth of shows under their belts. Thus, while Dick Wolf Entertainment has occasionally had a show that failed, it has one of the strongest track records in the business, meaning NBC may be willing to take a chance on the cancelled FBI shows. Interestingly, the only reason NBC passed on FBI 7 years ago is that there wasn't space in its schedule that year, via THR. NBC could thus make up for its previous inability to broadcast FBI by adopting the 2 cancelled spin-offs. NBC also has the option of using these spin-offs to bolster interest in its Peacock streaming service by making one or both a streaming-only series, as it has done with 2 of its scripted series, Law and Order, Organized Crime and Days of Our Lives. What are the chances of NBC saving FBI, Most Wanted and International? Finding room in its schedule for 2 shows may be challenging. FBI Most Wanted: The Team races against time. The biggest impediment to NBC taking these shows on is the same one that stopped it from greenlighting FBI in the first place: finding room in its schedule. It isn't easy to find a 2-hour block free in NBC's schedule. Additionally, its primetime lineup will look differently in the fall, as some shows will be cancelled and others will be airing for the first time. However, there are likely ways to make this work. Currently, Mondays seem like the best bet for the 2 FBI shows. NBC's spring 2025 decision to air The Voice at 7 p.m. Eastern Time instead of 8 p.m. Eastern Time could potentially open up a 2-hour block after the singing competition show. The Hunting Party is not likely to be renewed, but if it is, it could be moved to Tuesday to make room for FBI, Most Wanted and FBI, International. That said, if Brilliant Minds, The Irrational, and Found are all renewed, NBC would need to find a place for them, and the final hours of Monday and Tuesday seem to be the only free spots. Wednesdays and Thursdays are taken up with One Chicago and the Law and Order franchise, plus Found, and Fridays are not possible because of Dateline NBC. Thus, if NBC wants to take on the FBI shows, it likely will have to pass on one or more of these other dramas. Can FBI, Most Wanted and International land on a streaming platform instead? NBC owns Peacock and is already experimenting with using it for network TV. FBI, Most Wanted barn standing in her new apartment. The Peacock streaming service could help NBC sidestep scheduling issues. Shows that are exclusive to Peacock simply need to be made available on the streamer on a given day of the week. The audience can then watch anytime after release that is convenient for them. NBC has already begun exploring this possibility. It successfully moved its sole surviving soap opera, Days of Our Lives, to streaming only in 2022 and will also stream Law & Order, Organized Crime Season 5 beginning in April 2025. CBS also has a streaming service, Paramount Plus, that has had some successful original series, such as The Good Fight, 1923, and Criminal Minds, Evolution. However, since CBS already cancelled FBI, Most Wanted and FBI International, it's not likely its streaming platform will take the series on. NBC might be more open to it, as this would allow it to stream all current Dick Wolf shows on Peacock except the original FBI. That said, streaming FBI, Most Wanted or FBI International is risky. Not everyone who watches the show is currently subscribed to Peacock, and that part of the audience that isn't might balk at the idea of paying extra to access these spin-offs, especially if they aren't interested in the platform's other offerings. Of course, streaming these shows is better than not having them available at all. It may be worth the risk of taking part of the franchise to streaming if it means viewers can still enjoy new seasons of these FBI spin-offs.